Let's go. Turn up the volume. From the basement of the Empire State, this is the Basement Surge.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Basement Surge, everybody. How's it going? Good to see you. Another live show, another week. That's right. Welcome back.
Hello.
And I am joined by, once again, my partner in crime on the live shows, my wife, Heather. Say hi, everybody.
Hello. Well,
You
no,
just did.
Like, yeah.
We're wearing headphones this week because we're expecting a guest, hopefully. So, hopefully he shows up. If not,
Hopefully.
we
We apologize for the boredom.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This will
Have to
be a
deal
short
with
show. Oh man. No. Thank you for joining us this week, everybody. It is another Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we are here. This week we dropped an episode. Remind me again. What was this week? Me and you, right? We talked about the radio.
Nothing special. We
That's
just did
right.
an episode together. Nothing. It's all right.
No, that's right. It's a little bit early, but because in the episode we called it the month of radio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we planned on just spending the month of July talking about the radio and its impact on us, and me doing episodes of the Basement Surge, talking to DJs who are actually on the radio. And professional,
Not like us.
Yeah, not like me and her. No,
Well,
yeah, mostly me. But we wanted to call it the month of radio, but like I wanted to extend it. Because I have plans. Okay, everybody. Okay, I have these plans.
he has lots of plans. He has notes.
I
He
have
has diagrams.
I have a plan.
Help.
Yeah. No, I have a plan to turn this into the summer of radio.
Buckle up.
Buckle
Buttercup.
up. Buckle up, bitches. This is where it gets fun because I'm kicking off the summer. Well, we kicked off the summer of radio
Mhm.
with our episode this past week. And we spoke about what radio meant to us.
Like radio stations we grew up with,
Right.
favorite songs, stuff like that.
Yeah. The radio and what it meant to us growing up. And I think it was a great episode.
It was pretty good.
I really liked it. It was a lot of fun to record because it really it brought me down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think about things that I hadn't thought about in years, especially being down here in the basement, because that's where I primarily listened to the radio back in the day, at least
Right.
the 90s, So the second episode in the summer of radio is my episode with Paul Cubby Bryant. Okay. He is a huge DJ over on 106.7 Light FM. He hosts, along with Christine Nagy and producer Jamie, the Cubby and Christine morning show. And, I had him on the other day and we recorded an episode and it turned out amazing. So that episode will be dropping this Tuesday, July 4th. So stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss that. And, I was a little conflicted because people say you're not supposed to drop episodes on holidays, and a lot of people, including you, just,
Well, I was thinking it's 4th of July. I'm not going to listen to anyone's podcast. I'm going to be too busy prepping for this night's party and cooking and getting everything ready.
Yeah.
But he thinks that you should listen to it as you get ready for the party and as you're getting ready. And hey, you know
Yeah.
what? When you have your guests all sitting around, put it on and listen to it all together.
Absolutely.
Introduce the Surge to your friends and family.
That's right. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
It's the American thing to do.
America. Yeah.
America.
But yeah, you know, so I'm gonna drop it anyway because whether people listen to it on July 4th or the 5th or the 6th or whatever, it'll be there for them to listen to.
Right.
You know, so I'm gonna drop it on the 4th. I don't really care about the stats day one,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I know it is a holiday and people have better things to do than sit around and listen to a podcast. But
Not that he will not be sitting there the entire day just
Oh, yeah.
looking.
yeah,
Like,
no, I'll be refreshing the stats like every 5 minutes.
yeah.
So, but you know, it was a fun episode recording
Yeah.
with Cubby. Like he's such a cool dude. Like and he wants to come back for a part 2.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
That is always a good sign.
Yeah. I was blown away. I had so much fun. Cubby dropped some knowledge bombs about the radio
Mm-hmm.
and his career and what he went through. And you know, and he spoke a little bit about chickens and whiskey and it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was a really, really good episode. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, you know, I will probably have him back for a part 2. Only this time, I think I'm gonna take it in a different direction. Okay, Cubby, if you're ever watching or listening to this, next time you come on the show, I think we're gonna have a Basement Surge episode where we just bullshit about nothing.
That sounds good.
Okay. It might be, I don't know, maybe you'll come on Basement Dads, you know, and we'll talk about being a dad. So because he's a dad, you know, so why not?
Yeah.
And so we'll do that, you know, we'll set it up. But that's that's this Tuesday, July 4th. I'm dropping the Cubby episode. And then 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm sitting down with his producer, Jamie. So that is going to be awesome. Like, I can't wait to pick her brain about what it's like to produce a radio show,
Right.
you know?
Sounds
So,
like a really intense job, like really like stressful. I wouldn't want that job. Like it
That's a
goes
lo-
wrong, it's like your fault. That's
Right.
intimidating.
it's a lot of work.
That's a lot. Like
Yeah.
hat off to you.
Yeah. It's a lot of work, you know? And there are some questions that I forgot to ask Cubby that I think Jamie will know,
Mm,
you know? So I'm going to ask her.
there you go.
See what she says. But then after that, I need to get Christine on.
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to have the whole collection.
I have to. I have to collect all 3.
You have
So-
to collect all 3, otherwise it doesn't count.
Right. So Christine Nagy, if you're watching, what? How do I say this?
Please,
Please,
please.
I'm coming for you. No.
No. Please be my friend. No.
Yeah. 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 So Christine, you know, I we have to sit down and talk. You know, we just have to.
We have to
because-
hear her side of the story.
Right.
What it's like, you know, working with them,
Yeah.
her career, how she got started. I love hearing pit backstories. I love these kind of podcasts, books. I
Mhm.
love knowing the behind the scenes of how it all got started.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna really try to get Christine on the show too after Jamie, and collect all 3. So, but yeah. So that, and then after that, it's kind of open. Like I'm trying to get Delilah.
That'd be cool.
Okay, I'm trying to get Delilah from 106.7 Light FM. I've been listening to her for years. Every time, like she's on at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like every time I'm down here in the studio, if I'm drawing or working on the show, you know, like I'll put her on and I could just listen to her for hours.
Yeah. And it's nice because she has a nice voice. She has a very soothing voice,
Yeah.
which really helps.
But yeah, that's how I'm gonna try to round out the summer of radio.
How do you finish?
I don't know.
I-
Scott Shannon. Oh yeah, Scott Shannon. I'll try. Who knows?
Who knows?
You never know.
This is just fun. We're just enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already like so epic that it's just like you can't complain. You really can't.
I know. But yeah, no, it was a good time. You know, next couple weeks are going to be a lot of fun too. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. See you later, everybody. No,
Where's Brian?
Brian.
Isn't it Brian who's normally on here with us? You know, that one guy that watches us?
Oh, the one guy.
The one guy that's on here like every Thursday?
Well, somebody's watching us right now.
Oh, finally.
Yeah,
He's
somebody.
going like one in a way and one in a way.
Yeah, somebody on Facebook. Hi, Facebook person.
Hello.
How you doing? Leave a comment. Join the show.
Tell us who you are.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, no, exciting times here at the Surge. If you notice on the social accounts, I dropped something kind of big today. Okay. I revamped the logo. It's not this logo anymore here at the top right.
Wow, this is like a really
Yeah.
bad drunk.
It's
night.
not
There we go.
it's not that logo anymore. The Surge is going through kind of a facelift. We're going through an evolution.
He's going through a summer glow up.
Yeah. Hey, I like that.
See, that's what they pay me. That's what they should pay me for.
I like that. Yeah.
See?
I'm going through a glow up. I thought you were going to say a midlife crisis, but you know.
Same thing.
Right. Okay.
All right, chicken, hurry up.
Hello. Come on, man. It's absurd trying to get back to the hotel. Let's go. But yeah, no, I dropped this new logo right here, the BS on the screen and the BS on the hat. Okay. Yes, this is a new authentic Basement Surge merch
Yes.
now available. And the logo now is just going to be this simple BS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because why? Because when you come on the Basement Surge,
All you talk about?
is bullshit.
Bullshit.
Right. And you know, it's funny because I designed this logo last week and I was wearing the hat when I did the episode with Cubby,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Cubby had pointed it out. You know, he's like, what does the BS mean? Like bullshit, like on your show? I was like, Basement Surge, you know. I was like, yeah, you know, that's exactly what it means. You know, it means Basement Surge or bullshit. It could mean both. Because when you come on the Basement Surge, that's just what you're doing.
Just a bunch of people bullshitting.
That's it.
Just a bunch of people hanging out, relaxing, talking about everything and
Yeah.
anything.
Uh-huh. So it worked out great that the BS works for us.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so I started updating all the socials. I released a new reel tonight, earlier today.
Be sure to let him know what you think.
Yeah. Leave
Just
comments.
Leave comments, thumbs up, whatever. Just be like, you know,
Yeah. So if you're not following us on Instagram, head on over to instagram.com/Basement Surge. Or you could just search Basement Surge or Feel the
Just
Surge.
Google it and it's everywhere. You'll find it.
We are literally everywhere. Or you can hit the link down in the show notes below. If you're lazy and don't want to search for it. But you know, so the reel is up on Instagram. Hit that follow button while you're there. And we're really trying to build up the audience as well as over on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because we're really trying to build up that audience and get as many people sub to the channel as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm sorry, am I boring
I'm
you?
sorry.
Am I boring you?
Oh my gosh, is this gonna end? Like, anyone want to say? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just tired. No.
Well, you had a long day.
I had a very long day.
Yeah.
We'll wait till more people are watching because no one's
No-
watching.
nobody's gonna watch.
No
Let's just talk about it.
Nobody cares.
So how was your day?
My day was exhausting. I had woken up. It's my day off. Okay. So What?
Any guesses what caused Madonna's infection? What?
This is why.
Maybe a leak in one of her implants? I don't know. Could be. Maybe something popped.
It could be.
Maybe
What a random thing. I love it.
maybe a boob implant or an ass implant popped when she sat down too hard or something, like I do. You know, she jumps down on the couch, just plops,
And her ass like
and
implant
yeah,
went.
yeah, you know, just and it's leaking through her body. That could be
I
it.
think you're thinking too much into it.
That could seriously be it.
It could be, but I bet you it's something way, way weirder. Like, I think that's too simple.
You think it's
I think it's got to be something really weird.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
She went to the ER today and was in ICU. But yeah, John, that's where my mind went. Some surgery issue. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's either problem with a recent procedure or an implant that she's had in there for like 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
You know, because she looks like the bride of Frankenstein. But
It is a shame. She was so pretty. And I think a lot of celebrities, they were so pretty and like they just ruined it. And then they tried fixing it and they ruined it more.
yeah.
Oh, it's awful. I feel so bad for them. Like, could you imagine waking up from surgery and you're being like, yay, I'm gonna look beautiful. And you're like, what?
It's a sickness. It's a sickness because they're trying to recapture their youth. They want to look like they did when they were 20, but it's impossible. Like nobody ever, after you get plastic surgery, nobody ever looks like what they did in their 20s, especially if you're in your 60s or 50s.
Yeah.
You know, it's just dumb.
Tell me how you really feel. I mean, don't hold back.
Sorry, but hey, these celebs, man, they kill me, you know, because it's a sickness. It's a mental illness.
Well, because it's not their fault. They're in the limelight, like seriously, all the time.
Yeah.
They get cellulite, a wrinkle, a stretch mark, and the tabloids are all over it, and they're zooming in on it. And I would totally be I'd be self-conscious so bad.
So you would get the plastic surgeries?
I think if I was constantly photographed, constantly on there, and they were picking on me, because social media, they pick on them.
Yeah.
The
Well, they
they're
pick on her
mean.
more after the surgeries.
They do, but they're the reason that she has these doubts.
Yeah.
If they were to tell her, you know, you're beautiful, you're aging nice, she wouldn't feel the need to do that.
I guess.
Plus, also, Masi, half of these celebrities are dating 20-year-olds, and they have to try to make it look good, which I don't understand either. That's, yeah.
That deserves. Where is it?
Crazy.
But yeah, no, she probably had like a boob implant or something like pop.
It's so sad, though.
Bet you was in her ass.
I hope she's okay. I hope she's
I don't know. But
well, the same thing, even her ego. But this is the same thing. If someone is putting you down,
yeah.
like you're gonna want to continue to keep that fame, keep the people wanting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so because she was like a sex icon.
Sure. Back in
And
the
then
80s, yeah.
to not be, you have to keep up that persona. And
the 90s.
yeah. It's me. And you guys don't know what it's like. It's hard.
To be a woman?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
You should try to be a woman for one day.
No thanks. I'm okay. So how was your day?
No, seriously. Okay. All right. Perfect example. You are on Instagram all the time. You are photographed.
He says, I don't think Madonna got bullied into this. She has an ego. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if I was a celebrity, which I'm famous in my own house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I was a celebrity and I got my picture taken every day, every time I went out, you know, for 30, 40 years, you know, and I seen in those pictures, hey, you know, I have wrinkles or something's drooping where I don't want it to be, you know, like I guess I would try to fix it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a guy in me. Like guys, I don't think care as much.
I can name about a dozen celebrities who would.
Oh, I don't count David Hasselhoff. Okay. From Baywatch.
There are so many male celebrities who have ruined, and I'm just like, why?
Well, I can't name any off the top of my head, but
I can't name any of them. I'm really bad at names, but yeah, there's that one guy. Oh my gosh, I have to look it up.
look it up.
Okay. Don't marry a podcaster.
Oh man. So yeah, we spent the day.
Well, I was getting there. Hang on.
Okay.
I want to tell the story.
Sorry.
Mickey Rourke. Mickey
Rourke.
Rourke. See,
Mickey Rourke. Yes, that is
awful.
a great example. But I think he got all the plastic surgery because he got messed up in a fight. He was a boxer.
right.
Okay, so that was kind of different because he was boxing like as a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he got like really messed up,
Yeah.
and he realized, oh shit, I still have to be an actor,
Right.
you know, but my face is ruined. So he tried to get all this plastic surgery, and then he looked like crap. The Wrestler was his best movie.
There you go. Yeah. See, I know my favorite movie from him was Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Okay.
I loved that movie with him.
Honestly, the only thing I can remember him from is Spider-Man.
See, but even Spider-Man, he was already kind of like messed up by then.
Yeah. Oh no, he was totally messed up.
Yeah.
Sin City was good, but it wasn't as memorable for me.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen that like so long ago, and I think I only seen him once. So
He doesn't watch movies.
I do. I watch movies I would like. It has to have a body count.
Well, that's because in Sin City, you didn't see anybody but Jessica Alba.
That's not true. She was in the movie for like 5 seconds, I think.
And that is the biggest scene anybody ever remembers out of the entire movie.
Her dancing. How dare you draw cartoons? Oh, how dare you? You draw cartoons. I do.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I like what I like, and I only watch what I like. And Sin City, I seen only once. I've never read the book, the comic. I know it's a comic book by Frank Miller, but I never read it. I only seen Sin City once. So yeah.
I thought it was good. I like how they did something different. It wasn't like I liked how they made it kind of that black and white where it was kind of drawn, but it was like, yes, exactly. It was.
You only think it was a visual masterpiece because it was the first of its kind back in those days. It was the first black and white.
But it was the only one who did it too. Like I thought
Right.
it was really good. I liked what they did with it.
Yeah.
I really did like it.
Okay. I liked it too. I'm not knocking the movie. I like the movie. I just only seen it once,
That's
and I
fine.
don't
I'm
remember it so well. So, but I do remember him in Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy with the electric tentacles.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't tentacles. They were like whips.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those things. So
Anyway.
so you want to talk about your day?
Okay. So back to my that I've been trying to say for the past like 20 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I woke up this morning. It's my day off, my first day off in a while, and I really just wanted to do absolutely nothing. I had planned to sit out back and tan and read my magazines and finish my book the moment's done with it. And I wanted the kids to play around, and I wanted to do nothing. Somehow that turned into let's build a deck in the backyard.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I got the genius idea that place across the street from us, they always have these pallets that they throw away,
Yeah, these wooden pallets.
wooden pallets. And I know they get rid of them because we hear them being grinded.
Ladies and gentlemen, chicken.
I
Yeah.
could not let the blasphemy of a cartoonist like saying like Sin City wasn't that great of a movie. That was a cartoonist visual masterpiece. Like the
I
whole,
didn't say it was a bad movie.
But you
you
didn't
should appreciate it more than me.
that it didn't. You didn't know.
Anyway, how's your deck?
I will get this story told if it is the last thing I do.
Oh man.
So I was like, let me go over there and ask them if I can just have the pallets. So we dragged them, and they said yes. We dragged them from one side of the street all the way to up to ours in the blistering heat, because it happened to be the hottest day that it's been yet this summer.
Yeah.
And I lay them out, got everything all ready to go. And then I realized that I was going to take other pallets apart and then piece them together to make one, like, because the pallets have like holes in between them. So I was going to add more wood, but turns out that was harder to take them apart than I had ever imagined. If you've ever taken a pallet apart, it is like impossible. And to be able to like save the wood. So I was like, all right, that's it. If I get plywood, and I could put a plywood on top of it, and it'll be a nice flat surface. Well, I don't get paid till tomorrow, so that's wait till tomorrow. So I have to buy stain. I have to buy all kinds of stuff. So my day of relaxation turned into me being out there for like 9 hours, just tilling the garden, weeding the garden, getting everything ready.
And I want to put it on record that this was all her idea.
It was.
Okay, like she had thought about this all on her own, and she wanted a project to do in the backyard because she's been dying to get out there. She's been dying to get back
Since
there
May.
and clean it up. It is kind of a mess back there. There's a lot of weeds in the yard, and so it's a mess.
Mhm.
So she's been dying to get out there, and then what? You had seen something on YouTube or on Pinterest?
Pinterest.
Yeah. That you're like, oh, this looks nice. Let me do it, and then goes and does it.
And then I'm just like, I was just sitting there having morning coffee, like ready to like relax. And I saw this on Pinterest, and I'm like, I want this.
Yeah.
So how can I make it happen?
There's never a thing I've seen on Pinterest that I've seen somebody try to do in real life and it ever turned out.
Wow. Well, I am here to show you that it can be done.
I don't believe you.
I will show you the pictures. It is going to be epic. It is going to be awesome.
Pinterest is like it's like fail porn.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to baking, oh my gosh, yes. When it comes to making the food look like that, the baking look like that, I am done. It is not good.
I don't know. Some of the food ones I get annoyed with. Like I saw somebody like try to make Kraft mac and cheese straight out of the box and they screwed it up. So like,
Well, I make the best mac and cheese.
oh no, you don't. How dare you?
Right.
We're gonna fight tonight, John. No.
We need to have like a mac and cheese cook-off between you and chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Let's
great.
do it.
Well, chicken's in like the Midwest. So
Listen, he's got 26 acres. I will go visit and I will camp in his backyard. I'm like, you
Yeah,
want to
yeah, there's all kinds of room.
like, I have
Cook it on a
You won't
campfire.
even know we're there. Yeah.
I have no problem making this happen.
We'll cook it on a campfire.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Smoky grilled or smoky mac and cheese. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The hardest part would be getting me to leave. Like, okay, Heather, you have to go
That
back
sounds
home
pretty
now.
good. Smoked mac and cheese. That sounds
Mhm.
good.
That does sound
Everything's
good.
better smoked.
Oh yeah. Like a smoked Gouda.
Hmm
The only problem I have with Pinterest that enrages me,
It exists.
no, because Pinterest is awesome.
It gives her sporadic ideas.
I have so many boards. Is that when you want to make a recipe and you click on it to find the recipe, forgive me, but I don't give a shit about your life story. I don't care about your childhood.
Oh my god,
I
you
don't
sound like my
care.
wife.
I don't care about your feelings. Just fucking tell me how to make the goddamn thing. It is like a mile long of just everything, and then a small little portion of how to make it. And it's just like, just tell me. It drives me nuts. Because who's reading that?
My wife literally she'll be like, "Oh my god, look at this." And I'll be like, all right, like I'll check this out. And it's like 5 minutes of some lady. Well, this one time I was with my grandma, and then my grandma really thought this was cute. And then my daughter told my grandma, ha ha ha. And like, what the hell does this have to do with lasagna?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm fast forwarding like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. Like, so when I try to make videos, I try to make them the least boring I can. Like, let's get to the point. Like, you came here to see me cook. Let's just kind of wrap it up. And
Let's
get
just
cooking.
cook.
Let's just cook.
Yeah. You don't care about my family. You don't care about my kids. How
No.
my day was.
you're much
Just
nicer
weird.
than I am. Like if I was gonna make a video like that, it would just be me eating. I wouldn't even tell you how to cook it. I'd be like, this is amazing. That's maybe why I don't get any clicks.
That might be it. That might be.
Oh man, yeah, because I can't stand the sound of my own children eating. I'm not gonna watch you.
No, I thought you were just about to say I can't stand the sound of my own children. And I was like, damn, John.
That part's true too.
No,
That,
no.
that brings me to my next part of my day.
Oh, here we go.
This sparked a conversation.
When is school starting again? Because I'm already done with them.
Oh,
Like,
Oh.
they need to go somewhere.
it's only been what, 2 days?
They have way too much built up energy for my energy level.
Well, see, that's the thing. I think that they're so used to being at school and so running around and energetic and playing with their friends
And
and
stimulated and all that. And I'm just like, whoa.
it's like now they're home and they're like gonna explode.
They don't like each other. They don't stop eating. They don't sit still.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys need to relax. You know?
Shit, summer's expensive.
Yeah.
It is.
Like at least during the school year, we had the school feeding them lunch. You know.
Oh my gosh. I don't know about your son, but even my daughter being a girl, they eat everything.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
we had 2 breakfasts one day. We're like, you just had breakfast and you're having it again.
Yeah. And then
Like
she
an
wanted
hour
lunch.
later.
Then when she wanted lunch, I'm like, no, you need to like chill out.
Yeah. I don't know. My son's growing fast. So I don't know. I'm just like, tear it up, kid. Like, just eat. I always have some leftovers. I'm like, why don't you eat the leftovers? Quit making new shit. Like, eat the shit we didn't finish yesterday. Like, that's the thing.
Right.
That, like, I don't care how much he eats. Like, eat it all. I don't really give a fuck. I'll figure it out. But eat the
Mhm.
old shit. Like, I don't want to eat leftovers every night. Like,
Yeah.
share it with me. Hook me up. I'll grill as soon as there's no more leftovers. I'll grill some new shit,
Yeah.
but you better eat the old shit.
we
I don't like
we-
throwing food away. It pisses me off.
We don't have leftovers anymore.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of like for a little while there, it was like for if we had leftovers, we just like throw it out because we knew we were never gonna eat it again. Like we're like that family, like we save leftovers and put it in the fridge and then just like forget it.
About it. We have great
There's some things that are better left over though.
Right.
Yeah, like spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti's
I
best.
made this tortellini last week.
Yes.
Okay, with ricotta and
Prosciutto.
and like a garlic butter sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It was so
Mm.
good, but it was even better the next day.
Yeah.
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 Had time to marinate.
Yeah. You can't do that with everything. Some things are just terrible the next day.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But like other ones like ham. Like if you grab a whole ham,
Mm-hmm.
like I'll eat that for a week. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit. That is amazing.
We have a lot of ham during what is it, Christmas?
Christmas. I do a Christmas
Yeah.
ham.
Yeah. And then turkey, of course, for Thanksgiving, you know, but I get kind of sick and tired of turkey the
Yeah.
day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I have like 9 meals planned after Thanksgiving to use turkey, and he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, guess what?
I don't want it.
Yeah, I never plan meals. It's just like, well, I got a whole bunch of turkey. What should I do with it? Like,
She plans meals. She's actually
I'm a
really good
planner.
at it.
I'm a planner. It's a hobby of mine.
Yeah, she plans the meals every day. Like, all right, this is what we're having for
Yeah.
dinner Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And she'll go out, she'll buy all the stuff for it and
Mhm.
budget the food, and it's good because like food is so expensive nowadays.
Yeah.
Like
It is so bad.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, my wife gives me hell because like every time I see one of those 10-pound rolls of ground beef on sale, like
10 pounds?
I saw, yeah, a big old 10-pound rolls.
Jesus.
Like,
Wow.
and I'll look over and I'll see them for like $3.49 a pound for an 80/20, and I'm like, shit, like that's cheap.
Yeah.
Like now, granted, 3 years ago that shit was $2.99 a pound
Mhm.
Right.
on like a normal day, but now I
Right.
see it for $3.50 a pound. I'll just take that whole 10-pounder, I'll chop it up into 4 sections and throw 3 of them in the freezer. We'll cook up that first 2.5 pounds pretty quick. But it's like every time I see that, oh my god. Because like I think normally it's almost $4.50 a pound for 80/20, which 80/20 is not that great.
No.
It's kind of garbage. It's really greasy. Like, but hey, like at this point, like when meat's up, 20-30% over last year, it's Jesus Christ.
And it's funny because I remember.
Howdy, y'all. I'm a farmer. I could tell you it's getting more expensive to make the food too.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why the prices
diesel
are going
prices
up,
suck.
because that's just it. Like we forget that the farmers have to make it. They have to make it. They have
You
to
have to raise it.
raise it. They have to hire people to do it. The weather messes up if they don't. I mean, forget about it.
I just watched a whole bunch of storms run through. I was watching the Weather Channel just like as I walked in the door before I jumped on here, and I flipped the channel, and then it was the Weather Channel showing like fields, like all the storms going across the Midwest right now. Whole entire acres and acres of fields just completely laid down because of storms. Like
Yeah.
corn shortage is coming. It's going to be a rough year for some, but I don't know. Phil,
That's all right.
hopefully
I don't want
hopefully
corn
your
that much.
corn's doing good. I don't know what it's going to do to the prices, how bad it really was, but you might make a killing on corn this year.
I don't like corn that much anyway, so it's okay.
Jesus, I'm leaving. This is
Listen,
3 strikes, John. Oh my God.
Yeah. I just corn and peas. I can't stand them. All right.
Corn on the cob is the greatest thing known to
thank
man.
you. Thank you.
It is, but you know what? Not when you have like shitty
But
teeth.
you don't even eat it. all
I have
the
shitty
time.
teeth and I don't care. Like you deal with it. It's like popcorn. You just eat it and then
I
you
can
go
cut
pick it out
off
later.
for you.
She cuts it off the cob for me.
Oh man. Every time I see somebody do that, I get so disappointed in them.
A little piece of you dies.
I watched my wife do it for my son 2 weeks ago, and what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, he's 14. Let him fuck his teeth up. Like, I got dental insurance on his ass. He'll be fine. Like,
Lynn says big lumpy knob. It has the juices.
Oh my goodness.
it has the juice. Mm,
Phil shows up and it instantly becomes corn talk.
yeah.
You want to have some really
I feel like we're back in Nebraska right now.
like speaking of corn, I asked one girl, it came up because we were talking about making food out making corn. And I'm like, do you ever milk a corn cob? And they were like, what?
I just got a bad image.
So did she. She was like, excuse me. I'm like, you ever milk the corn cob? And to me, it just made sense because I knew what I was talking about. And to her, she didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah. I
And-
didn't know what you were talking about when you had first mentioned it.
When I first made homemade cream corn, and
Mm.
you take the corn off, and he said you got to scrape the cob, and all the milk
Yuck.
comes out.
Yeah.
But
Gross.
Little did we know that's not a banana on the wall behind you. That's actually a corn cob.
That's a
it's
corn
there.
cob.
Yeah, it's already being shucked. Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
Corn Bob was a bad dude.
yes. I heard theories. Corn Pop was actually a really good guy, and Joe Biden framed him.
I don't know who that is. Corn pop. So what were you saying about a cream corn?
I don't even know what to say anymore.
I don't want to milk my cob.
Thanks, Phil.
It sounds like a bad Nebraska pickup line. Hey, darling, want to milk my corn cob? Yeah, exactly.
Phil, how many times have you used that line?
Jesus.
You're so corny.
Oh,
Shh.
oh, where's my sound effects?
You're sucking tonight.
I'm on
What
and
is this?
off with them. I'm like, I'll play them, but nah.
When you have me on, you have to have all the sound effects ready to go because I'm just like,
This is like the most excited I've ever seen you on a live show. So keep going.
Talking about corn cobs and milking them.
Yeah.
apparently corn doesn't.
Gets her excited. There you go.
Oh, geez.
Oh my goodness.
So what's the next topic? I'm not sure I want to talk about
We gotta
milking
get off
corn.
this corn topic.
Chicken, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Bowman Brothers small batch.
Nice.
It's a nice little bourbon. Pretty cheap. It's only like, I don't know, it's like 30, 35 bucks depending on where you find it.
Probably a good one. Bandit.
Yeah.
Hey now. Bandit says, but corn is always interesting in Nebraska.
Yeah, but the fun part is nobody on here is in Nebraska.
Maybe Bandit is Bandit. Who's Bandit?
No, Bandits. I think Bandits in South Carolina. Yeah.
Just ask Family Guy.
Oh yeah, the Family Guy skit where like they try to spark up a conversation at the bar in Nebraska and nobody will talk to him. They keep giving him a dirty look and he goes, "What do you guys think about corn?" All of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh yeah, corn. I like to talk about corn. Corn's really cool." And then everybody starts talking to him. Yeah, it's a great skit. That's real. That's how it really is when you go to a bar in Nebraska.
Wow. I have to try that. Like if I ever visit.
Well, it kind of worked here. We started about talking about corn. Now we got like 5 views. This is the most views we've gotten like forever.
Well, it's chicken. He brought everybody with
Was
him.
it hashtag corn?
Yeah.
Put that in the
Hashtag corn. Yeah. It's all right, chicken. Because if you come here, if you just mention the word pizza, you know it'll be the same thing.
pizza. I don't know. The conspiracy side will come out then, like Pizzagate.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm not sure we want to get into that. That's a rough one.
Let's not open that can of worms. We'll lose half
Yeah.
our viewers.
Half our viewers are in Nebraska. Who cares?
Oh, everybody you popped up in the comments have something to say about Pizzagate, I'm sure. Except for Phil. Phil's like, I ain't touching that one.
Or how much rain y'all get?
Yeah, that's a big one, and that's a big one for all the Midwest now.
Do you know that by law bourbon has to be at least 51% corn? And the mash bills brought it back to the corn. Uh-oh. Thank
That's
you,
true.
Phil. Thanks a lot.
That is true. Let's see if this one tells us the mash bill. No, it doesn't. But I know it's at least 51% corn. Damn it.
I think that's the only good thing about alcohol is about corn is that you can make alcohol from it.
Mm.
Yeah, there's that whole song, Corn Makes Whiskey or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. God makes rain, rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey, or something like that. That's like the
Right.
Rain is a good thing. I think that's the name of the song. Yeah. Trying to
Oh,
justify
heaven.
rain. Hey, look at that. I did rain and corn in the same thing. And yeah,
There
brought
you
it back
go.
to country music.
New York versus Chicago pizza. I love
Ooh.
Chicago deep dish. Never had true New York pizza. Know anyone New York pizza places that ships frozen pizza nationally? Yes. There's a place called L&B's
Ugh.
Spumoni Gardens. I will talk about this place until I die.
And I will
because
tell you how bad it is until I die.
Oh, wow.
it's not. No,
It's an abomination.
It is not. Oh, you need to.
Aren't
Nope.
you from Pennsylvania?
She
Yes.
is, and she needs.
You
to,
don't get
like-
an opinion on
Yeah,
this.
she doesn't need to
Yes,
talk.
I do because I
No.
can't. This is supposed to be the number one like New York pizza. This is supposed to be it, and I ate it, and I was like, nah, this is nothing.
Yeah, no, it's called L&B Spumoni Gardens, and they deliver. I think. I'm pretty sure they do. Their pizza is actually very delicious.
No,
They if they could show a freaking picture of it, Jesus Christ! Like
everything else looks really good.
no, they have like a
Ugh,
pizzeria.
mustard.
They have a pizzeria and a restaurant attached to it,
And now I'm hungry.
and they serve a lot of seafood, which is really good. Like I've eaten there a bunch of times,
Ooh, veal.
but they are pricey.
Yeah, 30. Well, it's New York. Yeah.
Where the hell is the? I'm trying to find the menu. Like,
You're on the menu.
But they sell French fries.
every
It's like-
pizzeria sells French fries over here.
Yeah. So it's like a fine dine
no.
mixed with a pizzeria.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, here we go.
You don't put French fries in a pizza place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So this
Ugh.
is the pizza.
Hang on.
Unless it's on like a kid's menu, there's no business for French fries in a pizza joint.
So this is the pizza that they serve.
What do you see off that is wrong right away?
Okay, they put the cheese underneath the sauce, and then they put Parmesan on top of it.
Interesting.
It is so good. Like I think it's the best pizza here in Brooklyn.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It just your mouth. You're used to tasting something in a certain way, a certain
I
order.
missed that movie. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody thinks that like you come to Brooklyn, you go for pizza, right? And you get the triangle slices.
Number one, triangle. Keyword. I can't do square pizza. I can't.
Okay, square pizza.
What's wrong with What's wrong with square pizza?
I have never been okay with square pizza. I grew up with that like square pizza in that white box in the frozen section.
Ilios?
I don't know what it was. It was awful. And I think that like triggers some kind of like trauma where I'm like, it has to be a triangle. There's a special way to eat it. If you eat it as a square, you're getting way too much crust and too much. It's too fluffy. I like it thin.
This is called acmophobia. It's a specific phobia, a morbid fear of sharp things such as squares. That's what you have.
But wouldn't a
Ben, it
triangle?
is not elementary school pizza. Okay, this is the best school. This is the best pizza, I
Jesus.
think, in Brooklyn. Okay, but you'll find those people who will argue that there's better pizza with the regular slice, the triangle slice.
So like we have one place by us, Phil's Pizza, and this is a thin crust. Like when you bite it, it crunches.
Yeah.
But it's not like too hard. It's like perfect crunch. And it's just a plain, like regular with sauce on the bottom, cheese on top.
Okay, if you are a triangle fan, do you eat it front or backwards?
Front.
Don't be,
Oh my god.
don't be stupid.
What's wrong with backwards?
Why would you eat it backwards?
Don't be
Why
stupid.
wouldn't you eat it backwards?
Because like the backwards is what holds the oil. So if you take the bat off.
Oh my
the
god, if
tiny-
you are eating pizza full of oil, like I'm going somewhere else.
Oh no.
The oil's
pizza,
the best part.
That's the best part. Like it has to drip down your arm, and you have to lick your arm to get the oil. Like that is how you
Yes.
eat pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No.
the oil's the best part.
You like scoop, like you get on a plate, and you're sitting there like drip, scooping up all the oil.
Totino's party pizza is getting pretty damn good when you're drunk. Yeah, I agree. But Lynn, like I remember it being Tostino's, not Totino's.
No, it is Totino's.
No, I think it's Tostino's, and I'm pretty sure it's a
Oh, is that one
Mandela
of those
effect.
Mandela? I was gonna say, is
Yeah.
that one of those Mandela effects?
Right.
Look it up.
Chicken. Look it up.
Totino's pizza.
Yeah, but
right.
look up the Mandela effect for Tostino's.
Man, that
Brian.
one only affects you.
See, I knew there was I knew Brian. See, I knew you were. I was like, where is Brian? I knew.
Front if the crust is baller.
Oh, Tostino's pizza rolls.
Yeah.
He's thinking of the actual.
Yeah, he's thinking of actual pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
He's thinking of
Yeah.
it like. Yeah, it's two different things.
I got you, Heather.
See.
Or just
I
check
just
the
checked the aisle.
he's shopping while listening.
Jesus.
Well, thank you.
Hit that subscribe button, Bandit. No, I agree that it says Totino's, Bandit, but like I remember, like there's a Mandela effect for this thing.
You know who has really, really good pizza? Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Hmm,
Chuck E. Cheese had some pretty good pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I miss like around here, and I haven't gone to one in a while. We have Valentino's.
Okay,
it's
I've
like
heard of it. I haven't had
like a
any.
little dine-in kind
Hey,
of.
Bandit, subscribe. Thanks, Bandit.
There you go. Valentino's is one that I miss. Going there. It got, I don't know, everything in the Midwest got overtaken by Pizza Ranch, which some of it's okay. So like you can tell Pizza Ranch like what kind of pizza you want when you go in. You pay for it's like buffet style. They have like 12 different pizzas laid out. You go grab the kinds you want. And then they also have like another bar with like fried chicken, gravy, green beans, like, and they have ice cream machines. Like it's okay, and they got like a little arcade room for the kids to go fuck off in and like leave you alone while you go eat. Their salad bar sucks. Some of the pizzas are okay, but that's all you get in the Midwest now is Pizza Ranch. It's
I haven't seen a salad bar since what, Flanagan's?
Gosh.
Was that the name of it?
yeah. It's sub bar pizza, but it kind of overtook Valentino's. It's really hard to find a Valentino's in the Midwest now.
Our problem is it's hard to go 5 inches without seeing a pizzeria something.
Well, that's the thing. You're in Brooklyn.
Oh
you
my
know, like
Gosh, it is, and everybody thinks that
pizzeria
their
on-
pizza is the best pizza.
yeah, there's a pizzeria like every 3 blocks.
Every
and
3 blocks.
They're all family owned, and everybody has their own special recipes, and so.
If you ever make it to South Dakota, the specialty we have here is called Chislic. It's like a deep fat fried in. You can do it with beef, but if you do it with like lamb, that's the best. They call it mutton or lamb, but it's just like cubes of red meat. You can do it with like steak tips or whatever, but you deep fat fry them, and you have different seasonings, different dips. You put them in little Q-tips, but it's like. It's you can do it with all different game meats too. Like you can do it with pheasant, deer, all kinds of shit. But it is fantastic. There's like little restaurants in South Dakota. I've never seen it anywhere else. As soon as you leave the state, you'll never hear a Chislic. As soon as you come here, you'll see all these random restaurants be like fried Chislic, and like it's good shit though. Like the lamb's the best though. You have to do lamb. It's the only way to do it.
Lynn says Trump eats pizza with a fork.
So you eat pizza like Trump.
Did I just hear somebody?
FBI's knocking at your door and been like, is he a Trump supporter? We gotta get him.
Yeah, there's someone in the alley.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
That was the alley. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard voices.
Lynn said Nebraska thing Runza. Do you know what a Runza is?
No.
No.
So ask Brendan. I took Brendan when he came down here to visit. I took him to a Runza, and he was like, "It's all right."
Does his wife know?
I don't understand Runza. The thing about Runza is they got famous because they're like these like breaded. So it's like cabbage and onion and ground up beef. You can put cheese. You can put onions, and then you put it in like a bread pocket type thing. It's not like
a hot pocket.
It's not like a hot pocket. It's kind of weird. Different kind of like. It's not bread, but it's not like. I can't describe it. It's not like crust. It's kind of like in between. Anyway, that's what they got famous for in Nebraska. Is like it's like the only place where you can get these, and it's its own food chain. But I tell you what's the best is they make the best just plain ass fucking bacon burgers. They call them the legendary burgers. And they're like, I'm not kidding. They'll make them like an inch thick and real bacon on there. Like they are the best burgers. And you want grease dripping down your arm? That's when you have grease dripping down your arm. When you have a bacon burger that you can barely fit in your hand and you can't open your mouth wide enough to get a bite into
that
it.
Sounds so good.
That's what you get. That
sounds
stuff.
Really good.
That does sound good.
When I lived in Florida, we had some like really good barbecue. And we used to go to a place called Baba Louie's Bodacious Baby Back Ribs, right? And this place served pulled pork sandwiches and short ribs and all this. But if you got the pulled pork sandwiches, it was literally dripping with barbecue sauce and all the juices from the pork. It was so good.
Do you guys have hoo-hots?
No.
You ever been to anything like a Mongolian grill?
No.
Oh my God, you're missing out. That's amazing. So like we have hoo-hots here. We have some authentic ones around the area too. But literally it's like buffet style. You get a bowl and you pick up like meats and all kinds of veggies, and it's all like your meats are all frozen, so you get to mix like you get to cross contaminate, so it's fun for anybody that knows anything about food safety. You're like, fuck yeah, I get to throw some fish in with my meat, and then like you get to go all crazy with it. You add all your veggies, you get to throw some pasta in there, and you get like you mix up your bowls. I always do like one bowl of meat and then one bowl of pasta and veggies, and then you get to the end of it, and there's like this huge thing of like 20 different sauces.
Wow.
And so you can do like barbecue sauce, fire sauce, and curry, all these different like Asian sauces. You can pour lemon, lime, and garlic, and sherry wines, and like you make your own like contraption of sauces. And then you go up and they have that big round grill, and then just slap it on there, and they just chop, and like flip it all up and cook that right there on the grill right in front of you. You go to the authentic ones. They'll like have big, huge wooden things that they're using to flip them with, and they'll like crack eggs right on top of it right there, and they cook it right there in front of you, throw it on a plate. Oh my God, it's amazing.
That sounds good.
Sounds like the air ring.
It sounds like air ring, but like for like barbecue.
Right.
Like
yeah, it's kind of like a hibachi, but you get way more food for the value.
Yeah.
And some of them put on a show, depending on where you go. Like if they like when you go to a Mongolian restaurant. And there's some like white 18-year-old kid that's like going flip. You're like I don't expect a whole lot.
He needed a job, Like
yeah, no, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything against this kid, but like you'll go to one, and that's what you get is you get this little white kid that's just like not very good at this. It's his first job ever. And then you'll go to the one down the street, and you got some guy like flipping up a spatula in the air, and catching it behind his back, and chopping shit up, and like, you're like, fuck yeah, this is cool. I'm tipping this guy, like. So it's a different experience depending on where you go, but the food's always good. So.
Right. That sounds like so good. I have not had barbecue in 6 years.
Phil says hoo-ha is pretty badass. I taught my daughter how to use chopsticks at a hoo-hot.
Yeah, hoo-hot's the shit. If you ever run into one, it's worth it.
I'm gonna try it.
Crazy Nebraskans. I never heard of these places.
They sound good. I'm so hungry now.
But I was right. The pulled pork. Put that pig in the ground. Jesus. I've never had In-N-Out Burger. That's okay. I see so many commercials for it. Like I really want to try it because it looks really good.
Right.
But I've never had it. And
the only time I've tried In-N-Out was they actually had one. I can't remember which airport they had one in the airport. And I know airports never are a good representation of what the real shit was. But it was pretty good for airport food. Now it cost me like $30 for a burger because it was in a fucking airport, but it was pretty good. So I imagine the real shit's probably legit.
Right.
I got a friend who lives in San Diego. Maybe he'll send us some.
Probably won't taste as good though.
Right. I'm pretty sure In-N-Out does like mail stuff because they're so well known,
Yeah, but I don't know if I want it won't be the same because you need that grill. You need the grill that's cooked 900 burgers in one day.
Right.
You need that grill that's had it's the flavor.
I want the one that's burnt all the blood and sweat and all the bodily fluids that have flown onto that thing all day long. Yeah.
New Yorkers and your pizza and seafood. Our prime rib is literally falling apart with a spoon, though. Can't top that. Phil, like I would kill for some of that. I have been dying for some like really good barbecue. Like fall off the bone kind of meat.
Like I make barbecue, but it's not the same. Like it's not that like restaurant like quality.
Right.
I don't know. You guys are probably gonna hate me for this, but like I do like barbecue ribs, pork ribs probably at least once a week. We do pulled pork at least once a week, and I do beef ribs probably about once a week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I try making it myself.
That's just life here. Like you eat a lot of meat.
We need to go to Chicken Toss.
I'm telling you. We need to go somewhere.
You don't even know we're there.
We need to go somewhere. We're not living.
I'll tell you what, though, the one thing New York does have is good Italian food.
Yeah,
I bet.
The dirty water hot dog. Now, I was surprised, Bandit,
Oh,
because
wait, what the fuck is that?
Oh, you don't know what a dirty water
Okay.
hot dog is?
let me get to educate you on something.
It's like where they sit in the bowl of water on the like food truck all day.
Right. All
it's-
day.
Okay.
It's not a food truck.
It's a
It's
wagon.
It's a little wagon that the guy
Yeah,
pushes
He wishes it was a truck.
with the
Yeah.
umbrella.
Mhm.
So here we have the same thing, but they sit on the roller all day. So it's not
Right.
dirty water; it's
Yeah,
dirty
no,
roller
that's-
hot dogs.
That's salmonella. Okay.
Here. Yeah, it's a salmonella dog.
Right.
But no, I finally had one, and I have to say, it was really good.
What did you get on it?
I got the onions,
You got the red red onions,
red
right?
onions on top of it.
Oh.
It was really, really good.
So good. It's so
Red
good.
onions
You
are-
don't think that they're going to be good because like they're sitting in water all day in a cart on a corner on the street, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't sound healthy at all.
Right. Like
But-
you will probably get salmonella, but you won't.
Right. Because it's cooked off by, I don't know.
Yeah, you know, and no, this guy sells so many of them, like they're fresh, but they're so good. You know, I always get them with the onions and a
Man.
little bit of mustard.
Sounds like Brian's wife needs to be cooking for us.
Right?
Kills
to
it with
Brian's
carne
house.
asada, jerk chicken, smash burgers, the mac sauce.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kansas City boasts that it has the best barbecue. I had better.
At my house.
Phil says, "Yeah, you got us on Italian." My daughter said she wanted Italian food the other day and wanted to go to Olive Garden. I
Oh,
took her
yeah,
to a
that's
small
sad
Italian
face.
hole in the wall place, and it was great. Yeah, you see, it's always the small hole in the wall places that have the best food.
Mhm.
Okay, what it's true whether it's Italian or Chinese food. You know,
Right.
you know, if you like here in New York, like Chinese food can be a little sketchy because there's Americanized Chinese food, which is probably what you guys are eating.
Yeah, like China buffet type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Turns out the rice is not supposed to be yellow.
Yeah,
Yeah. And fortune cookies aren't a Chinese thing.
right.
No.
So you know, you want to eat Chinese food where the Chinese people actually eat.
You have to watch where the Chinese people go, and you're like, all right, that's the one we want.
Right.
When you
So-
see the white people going to it, you're like,
can-
"No, that's not the right.
It can be a culture shock. So when I was living in Des Moines, my wife's friend, like her best friend when we were living there, she was Vietnamese, and so her mom was Vietnamese and her dad was Chinese. So they owned a Chinese, like authentic Chinese food, and then they had some Vietnamese plates too.
Delicious.
And we went there for her son's graduation. They like threw a graduation party at the restaurant. And here I'm thinking like I'm gonna get like the normal shit that I go to, and I'm like, there's gonna be some weird shit I know. Like
Can I have General Tao's chicken? Yeah.
no, right? No, I knew it wasn't gonna be like that. But like every single thing had some kind of like octopus or shrimp or like some kind of piece of cow. I'm seeing all these little fucking like squid legs sticking out. I have I can't remember what the phobia is for things that have like certain patterns and designs. like So like octopus legs freak me out. They like make my skin crawl. I fucking hate them. Like it drives me nuts when you have certain patterns like that. And so like everything I'm scooping up, I didn't see it on top, and I'd scoop up and I'm like, oh god damn it, I'm not eating that. And then I go to the next thing and I'll be like, oh, that looks good. Oh god damn it, I'm not eating that. Like I did that like 3 times. My wife's like, you're being fucking rude now. I'm like, I'm not trying to be. Like, I am not touching that shit. It looks like it's about to move. I'm like,
Oh my god, do you ever see those videos of the Chinese people eating those octopus and the damn thing's trying to crawl out of its mouth?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
You know what the most deadly creature in the world is?
An octopus.
It's an octopus that's smaller than the tip of your fucking pinky.
yeah.
You can't even see it.
Like,
No. See? No.
fuck seafood.
Here in Nebraska, there's a place where all there is to order is ribeye steak, mashed or baked potato, corn, or green beans. That's it. It's spectacular. Yes, we call it Cracker Barrel up here. All
Yeah. We
right.
have those here.
Yeah. Thing.
Those
Right, it's
Cracker Barrel up here is like a fun place to take like grandma and grandpa.
Mm.
So Brian's wife has a food truck called Tasty Buds Food
Ooh.
Truck. So if you're in Brian's area, I don't know where you are, Brian, but
Brian,
if
where are
you're in the area, go check out her food truck. Sounds like she's serving some bomb food. So
You know what we need to do? I think Surge needs to reach that point where we go on like a touring bus and we just visit other podcasters and just like
yeah,
spend the day with them.
surge
then
the nation.
Surge the nation.
Holy shit, I like that. That's cool. Phil and I have talked about similar things of like, and I guess with Brendan and other folks too, but like we've wanted to like, we talked about maybe doing like a meetup in like Kentucky and doing the Bourbon Trail together and like have a meetup there and we all podcast and do different things. But of course that's selfish on Phil's part because Phil's like, I want us all to drink 16 whiskeys in one episode and record it and have a tournament. Like that's usually
Yeah, and that's
I don't know
what
why
I
every time
thought.
I act like I'm Phil, I sound like Alex Jones, but that's just kind of Phil to me these days.
Oh man.
Turn into freaking frogs, gay.
No, Heather and I have actually been talking about this for like 2 years now. I want to
Yeah.
say that we're gonna go like visit people on a tour, and record episodes as we go,
Right.
and live stream practically the whole thing. So
You can travel, like if you could save up enough to take like a month off, you could travel coast to coast.
Yeah.
It'd be more fun to do your own shit through that. Like, yeah.
And it'd be
You
really
live the
fun.
van life. Van life channels get a lot of clicks too.
yeah, but we have 3 kids with us.
We wouldn't
Oh,
bring
God.
them.
Yeah, I don't want to bring
I
them.
don't want to bring them. They can't last 20 minutes in the car without I'm bored. Are we there yet? I gotta pee. Can you
Yeah.
imagine like halfway around the world here? Like
No.
no, but that'd be really
Well, Brendan Roy told me he would watch your kids.
Oh, did he?
Oh, okay.
he's so
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
there you go. Problem
Shout
solved.
Problem.
Dad's Worldwide's good for something, right?
Right?
Oh man.
But it's so cool because like, and it's really
Your kids might not survive, by the way. But
they may come back a little like, oh, we don't eat that.
yeah, they,
No,
either that or they're going to be like super obedient and scared of every adult.
That's true. This really could be a beneficial thing. This could be a good thing.
And then Brendan will never talk to any of us again. But
No.
That's not good.
Yeah.
well, if the kids grow up to be like awesome because of it, like it's worth the experience in the long run. Love
It
you,
is.
Brendan, but the kids are the future. So
Oh man. Phil says, I love sushi. The weirder the meat, the better. If they had space shrimp or space steaks, I'd totally try it. If the aliens we discover aren't intelligent, how tasty are these aliens?
Well,
Is he
that-
drinking
that-
gin?
I don't. Well, he would be drinking gin. Oh my gosh. Well, I think something got to him. Like,
Are you all right over there, Phil? Do you need us to
Sushi's
call
good.
for a wellness check?
do we need to talk? Do you need a hug? What's going on here?
the first time I ever tried sushi, I was pretty hammered. We were at a wedding,
Hmm.
and I was like, the lady that made him was good friends with us. I was like, I've never tried sushi. She's like, trust me, you're gonna love it. Just try this one, and this one. And I was drunk enough, and I just like threw it in my mouth. I was like, okay, that was amazing. So I go back, I grab a whole bunch. I felt like shit a little bit later because I had way too much.
Right, you probably ate too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty hammered. But I
Sushi's
like sushi.
amazing. Sushi's amazing, but like when I used to work in the supermarket, we used to make it at the supermarket, and I used to tell
when
the
you see how the
customers-
sausage is made.
You're right. I used to tell the customers, they're like, "Oh, you guys have sushi." I was like,
He's like,
"No, you don't want it." Like, but I like sushi. She doesn't like sushi.
I have texture issues.
Texture
Yeah.
issues. Yeah,
Have a couple of shots of whiskey, you'll be all right.
she doesn't drink.
He keeps threatening to like spike my drinks.
I'm gonna one day. You're not even gonna know. And then I'm gonna film it, and or maybe even live stream
Smoke
it.
a bowl. I don't know. Like alter your mind somehow. It's like drugs are bad. Okay.
Drugs are bad. All right, guys, I'm packing up the camper for King of the Deep tomorrow. What the hell does that mean?
You must explain that. For me. You can't leave us on that.
Brian runs another podcast called Talking Shit, so it's probably something to do with the
Oh.
show. So
Talking
actually,
shit, huh?
it's actually really good. It reminds me of the Basement Surge back in the early days. So go check it out. Hit that subscribe button. Talking SHTTT.
Right, because you can't curse on the.
Right. SHTTT.
Mm-hmm.
What up?
Yeah, it's a good show. Him and his buddy sit together, just bullshit, and rant about anything. Super ATV hosted Mudbog. Okay, fun
hell
fact.
Yes.
Fun fact. My wife here, she used to race quads professionally.
Professional.
There we go. Just signed up to talking shit.
Good job.
There you go.
Yeah, I used to be cool once upon a time.
Once upon
I
a
used to be
time
cool.
when you were young and
used to
had
be-
no kids, you know, and weren't married. Well, I think-
I'm all pissed off. I took my ATV in I called this shop like 30 miles from my house. It's like a 30-minute drive. I call them up and said, hey, if I drop off my ATV, because like transmission's out, not totally out, but it'll only get up to like 15 mile an hour. So it's like no fun. So I call them up. I'm like, hey, if I drop it off, I'm going to leave town. If I just drop it off with you on Monday, do you think you'd have a chance to take a look at it by the end of the week and let me know, like, do I need to like replace transmission or if you can fix it? And they're like, oh yeah, just drop it off and we'll give you a call. It's Thursday.
Brian, thanks. Sorry, chicken. Brian, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Catch you later.
So it's Thursday today, and I'm like, I haven't got a call back from these fucking guys yet. And so I call him today, and the dude answers is like, blah 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 ATV repair shop, and I'm like, hey man, just checking. Like, I haven't got a call yet. Just status of my four-wheeler. Like, what's going on? He's like, what's the name? So I give him the name. He's like, no, we haven't looked at it yet. I'm like, okay, well, like I dropped it off Monday. Like, when do you like? You got an idea, like a time frame?
Monday. It's freaking Thursday already.
Yeah, well, okay, it's farm country, and like everybody's getting like oil changes and like services done. But so, like, I get it; they get behind. Or like, I'm fine with it, but I'm like, here's the question I asked: was like, do you think you'll get to it today or tomorrow, or like, when do you think you'll get to it? He goes, I don't know. Every one that we put in front of it, like, there's always brakes wrong or something else wrong, and then it takes forever to get to that one done, and so I have no idea. I'm like, okay, how about this? I dropped it off Monday. There was 10 parked in front of mine. How many are parked in front of mine now?
Right.
And he goes, I'm telling you, I have no idea how long until we get to look at it. I'm like, okay, when I called you on Monday, you said you could look at it by the end of the week. Tomorrow is the end of the week. Are you going to look at it by the end of the day tomorrow?
Actually, Sunday.
I don't know. It all depends on what we see with the next ones. I know this already. You fucking told me that, but you also told me you would have it looked at by the end of the week. Like, which one is it, motherfucker? Like, I was like trying so hard to be nice to this guy on the phone. I'm like, all right, well, I'll call back tomorrow. He goes, well, if we haven't looked at it, then we haven't looked at it. I go, yep. And if I call, I call. He goes,
Wow.
sounds good. I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow. I go, hopefully not you. I hope some other motherfucker answers the phone. And I hung up. I was like,
Wow.
so tomorrow I'm going to go pick up my fucking four-wheeler. I'm going to go take it to a
Whether it's
different
done or not,
goddamn
yeah.
town. I'm like, what the
Wow.
hell?
It
Piss me
sounds
off.
a little bit too laid back by where you are, chicken.
Yeah. So things move a little slower in South Dakota,
Yeah.
especially the further out in the country you get, when there's only one guy in a 30-minute or a 30-mile radius that works on ATVs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to drive an
Everybody
hour
has
now.
one. Because
Yeah.
you got land, so you need the ATVs because you ain't walking it.
When did they stop calling them four wheelers?
Yeah,
Calling them
no.
quads is weird, but ATV is just meh.
I've never called them quads. I'll call them an ATV every now and then.
Right.
But I always call it a four-wheeler, but like, I don't know, like repair shop, I call them an ATV because
So four wheeler, Lynn, for us is, well, for me anyway. I don't know about you, but the four wheeler for me is like a Jeep Grand Cherokee kind of,
Oh.
It has 4-wheel drive,
Right. The New York version of that's what a four-wheeler, like that's what they think of.
Right.
I always called it quad because I had a racing quad. So we always just said racing quad.
Yeah. You never called it an ATV?
No, because we thought the ATVs were those like ones you use on a farm. Like they're the ones that have like the big, huge bulkiness.
Yeah.
So it was a quad.
Lynn says
Mm.
your mechanic is sketchy. Go to someone else.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
I don't go home till tomorrow, so like I can't. I'm gonna call them tomorrow if they haven't looked at it yet and been like, just go park it out front. I'll come pick it up. But like, it pisses me off because it's like a 30-minute drive there and a 30-minute drive home. So I've already wasted an hour driving.
Like what
Now I'm
has
a
to be
wasted-
done to it? Is it like a
Oh,
5-minute fix?
Plus the gas.
No, like the transmission, like it only gets up to like 10 mile an hour.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I rode quads once in my life.
so you call them quads.
Yeah. I rode quads once in my life and I didn't go very fast. I
believe it.
I was I was like you know,
He's
like,
holding a brake down when he's going down a hill. Like, oh
Yeah,
no, there's
yeah.
mud down there.
yeah. I rode it in Florida, right? On a back road, kind of like in the middle of the
Right.
fucking swamp.
Well, the one you rode
Um,
isn't gonna go fast anyway. The one you rode was one of the ones that like the ATV one.
It
the
was
ones that are, like, the
it was
all-terrain.
pretty good, you know, but like it went fast in my eyes, but you know, like I was dressed in Florida, like I was wearing a t-shirt and jeans, and these things give off heat.
Yes, they
when-
do.
when you-
Yes, they
when
do.
you ride them. Okay, so by the time I was riding it for a good, I want to say 20 minutes, half hour, you know, and I got off this thing, I literally had swamp ass, you know, getting off this thing because I was wearing pants,
Yeah.
you know, and it was terrible.
Imagine wearing I had to wear an entire suit
Yeah, with
and the
armor and-
armadillo.
yeah,
I had all this padding. I had this huge
The
helmet.
hell? You're doing what with an armadillo?
So you wear an armadillo on your back. It's like this.
Why?
It's
it
not a
protects
real-
your back.
It protects your back. It's not an actual armadillo. They call it that because it was like a hard shell and it was ridged.
It's like armor for.
Oh, so it's like a spine protector thing.
Yeah.
that
Right.
you-
But it looks like an armadillo's back. It has like little like grooves, and you wear it so if you fall, you don't break your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got a good chance of breaking your back.
Well, you do, but it lessens it a little bit.
I love how they
It hurts
invent
so
all
much.
this safe.
Psychological thing where it's like it's got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
You're
it doesn't
I love
hurt
how-
so much when you scrape across the concrete.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can just slide on your back.
Oh,
and you're
right.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna chill. Like, no, they make all these extra safety or like additions that you have to add to all this stuff, and you're like, yeah, there's still a lot of people that break their neck and break their back and die. Like,
It was the most terrifying thing I think I've ever done because you're not allowed to see the track or ride the track before the race. It has to be a blind race. So one of them, I literally how I did not die, I do not know. I swear to God on everything. You go down, you go around this sharp turn around the woods, and you go down this big hill. The hill is a cliff. And if you don't turn at the right time, you were going off the cliff.
Really?
But there's no warning. There's no nothing. Like, luckily, my instinct just knew to turn.
Mm.
But if you just dumbed out for 2 seconds, you were going over the cliff.
That sounds dangerous.
It was very dangerous.
sounds like a lawsuit.
Let's see. Oh, it's not going to show that
Oh, that's a
good.
good picture.
Let's see if I can get it to show.
There you go. Hang on. Let's.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I can see it.
That's me on race day.
There you go.
So I got a funny story. I think I've told like most of my the guys in the chat that have jumped over, but so we moved out to the country. We left the city, and so my son, being 14, he's a little socially awkward, like not knowing how to act out in the country now. Well, when you live out in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, South Dakota, like everybody waves at you, and they like do the steering wheel wave when they're driving. They just go,
Yeah.
But like everybody does it all the time. And so my wife's like taking him to the store, and he sees all these people waving. He's like, "Mom, do you know them? Why are you waving at them?" And she goes, "Honey, like we're out in the middle of nowhere. This is just like you grow up in a small town. This is how people act around here. Like everybody just waves to be nice." He goes, "Oh, okay." So she pulls up to the grocery store, and some guy in some farmer in a truck pulls up next to him, and he looks over at my mom, and he looks over at the guy in the truck and goes, Now, granted, he's 14. my wife
Hey, you
goes,
guys.
yeah, my wife is like, stop it. What the fuck are you doing? You're embarrassing me. Stop it. Stop it. He's like, what? You told me to wave at people. She's like, not like that. Are you fucking crazy? Like,
Oh,
So-
man.
later on, like she comes home, she tells me the story, and so like I'm making fun of him a little bit, and he's laughing about it. He's taking it pretty well, like, and so he gets on the four-wheeler, he's driving around. I made him a big old path out in the field so like he can go out in the four-wheeler and do laps, and he's like coming up the field, and I see him, and I'm on my top balcony, and he looks up and he sees me. I go, and so he's like standing up on the four-wheeler, he looks at me, he's like, and as he's doing that, there's this big, like where a tree got cut down, and there's like a like
Stump.
limbs and a bush and a stump coming up.
Yeah.
Cuckoo! She runs right over that motherfucker, about
Oh,
flips
no.
the fucking four-wheeler, but like he just hops it and then he stops and like you hear the four-wheeler go, oh. And he's like checking to make sure everything's okay. I am up on that balcony, like almost falling over laughing. I was fucking losing my shit because the whole time he's like, hits the stump, kills what tree's left. Now whole thing's broken over now. And he looks up at me, he goes, Dad, I was distracted. That was all he could say to me. I was like, no shit, you were distracted. It was hilarious, man.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
I'll
God.
never forget that moment. We still laugh about it. Like every now and then, like he'll get on the four-wheeler, I'll go,
yeah.
he'll be like, no.
Oh man, when I first moved to Florida when I was like 22, 23, it was the first time I was ever like socially in Florida with my dad, and we went out food shopping. I had just moved there, and I had my own place, so we were going food shopping for the first time. And we get to the cashier, and she says hi to me. She says, you know, how was your day? You know, she wants to have a conversation. I'm like, it's fine. You know, like, hey, how's it going? You know. After we left, my dad, you know, I turned over to my dad. I was like, what the hell? Why was she talking to me? You know, like, why was she saying hi? You know, and it turns out that people do that in the South. You know,
Weird.
Oh
they're-
man, people in the South are amazing.
yeah. You know, like they say hi, that they're like legitimately concerned about your day, you know, and how it's going. And, you know, they want to know your life story. And it's crazy. The differences in,
Well, not everybody's an asshole New Yorker.
it's not
Some
about
people are
being an
nice.
asshole. All right. No, let me educate you on something. Okay. Because it's not about being an asshole. It's about, no, it's about minding your own business. Okay. Other people's lives, not your business. Okay. That's just how it is. Like, we don't care. Like, hi, how's it going? Yeah. When I say, as a New Yorker, if I'm working at a place and I say, hey, how's it going?
I'm not supposed to answer.
You're not supposed to answer.
You're not really asking.
No, I'm not really asking. I'm just being polite. That's
Then
basically
why are you wasting my time?
because it's just like a hi. Hi.
Well, then just say hi.
Right.
Well, that's just how it is in New York.
I thought Easterners were supposed to be blunt and to the point. It sounds like you guys are pussyfooting around.
Yeah, maybe we are, but it's just the dialogue, I guess. The lingo here in New York is, hey, how's it going? You know, and you know, sometimes it's not even an answer, it's a head nod.
nod.
You know, it's a nod. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, Midwest, you get a mix. You get some people that just totally ignore you. Almost everybody will open the door for you. Everybody shakes hands. Walk around that. Oh yeah, he bought a bug assault gun after he
Nice.
he left my house. Yeah, we had some fun with that.
But
But yeah, when like here, like there's like a limit to how nice people will be. So like say here's a good example. I went to Arkansas and I get off my plane, I check into my hotel, and I needed a haircut fucking bad, like something furious. Now, 3 days before going to Arkansas, like I needed a haircut then, and I called a place and they were closing in like 20 minutes. I was like, can you squeeze me in if I get there in like 5 minutes? And they're like, no, there's no way we can get it done. I'm like, I'm a dude. You can cut my hair in 5 minutes. Like, I don't ask for anything crazy. This is a pretty simple haircut. Like, trust me. Like, I'd be there in 5 minutes if you can squeeze me in. No, we're closing. I'm like, well, fuck these guys. And so I fly to Arkansas a couple days later, and same issue I run into. My flight was late. I check into the hotel, and I'm like, fuck. Like, the closest place is like 20 minutes away. And then they close like 10 minutes after that. So I call them up. I go, hey, like, if I can get there by this time, like, simple haircut, just like quick buzz, nothing crazy. Like, can you get me in there? And she goes, sweetheart, you take your time. You get here when you need to. And I'm like,
I love that.
well, no, I was like, I'll be there like 10 till, like I said. So I get there, and I get there at like right at 10 till, and she's got like 3 other people still sitting in line, and they close in like 10 minutes. And she goes, are you the one that called, sweetheart? I go, yeah. She's like, I'm going to take care of these guys, and then I'll get to you. You take your time. You got something you need to be doing for like the next 30, 40 minutes. I'm like, don't you close in 10 minutes? She goes, I close when I need to close. Y'all need some help, I'm here to help you. I'm like, man, this is the sweetest damn lady ever. And like two of the guys I seen were guys I worked with that were on the same damn plane that were doing the same fucking thing I was doing. I was like, this is beautiful. Like this. So it, like, to me, it was like, this isn't something that happens every day for her. And she's like, I want to make some money, and I like doing this. So like, she found a job that she loved, and she was super kind. And then, so I like walked down to the couple of stores and just checking out shops, and like everybody was just like, it was my first time ever going to Arkansas. And that's not even the deep South. Like, this is Northwest Arkansas. And oh my God, the hospitality people had there, like, it made me ashamed to be from Nebraska, because people in Nebraska compared to those folk are dicks.
Yeah.
And Nebraska people are really nice. They're really kind people, but they're dicks compared to Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
I had thought the same thing about New Yorkers, because, like I said, when I moved to Florida, everybody.
You don't even like Sin City, the movie. Fuck you. No.
Your opinion does not matter.
Like, people were super nice down there. All they wanted to do was talk, say hi. They were courteous. It's such a culture difference. It really, it's a culture difference. And you know what? It was welcoming, because, up here in New York, you do get a lot of nastiness. You get a lot of, people who, don't even talk to you or mind their own business. And like, you could fall on the street and somebody will just walk right over you, and it's just, it was nice to actually talk to people, like, out in society.
Right.
But Chicken, do you have a place by your house that you've gone for a haircut, like,
forever?
No, actually, I quit going to get my hair cut. I've cut my own hair since COVID started.
Really?
I do all myself.
Good job. I think you can start a business with it.
I cut my son's hair. I cut my own hair. Like, when COVID started and you couldn't go get a haircut, so I just went and bought like one of those like semi-professional sets, like nothing crazy. It was like one of those $40 hair grooming sets.
Yeah.
And watched a couple of YouTube videos. I was like, oh fuck, I can do this.
Right.
And like, I do the same haircut on me and my son all the goddamn time. And I'm like, it takes me like 5 minutes to do his hair, and then I do mine. It takes me about 5 minutes to do my own. And then I just have my wife come trim my neckline, make sure that doesn't look retarded. And
right.
And then take a shower and we're good. And like, I've not spent, since the beginning of COVID, I've not spent a dime on my hair.
Oh, good for you. I spend $25
every 3 months.
Every 3 months I try to go, and I am actually still going to the same place where I got my very first haircut when I was a baby.
Oh, cool. That's cool, though.
It's actually still here. It's still there. And the old guys who owned it and who actually cut my hair are dead and gone. It's owned by somebody different now, but some younger guy. But he does okay.
That's a New York thing, too, though. Like, that's a uniquely New York, like, barbers and hair shops. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, that's why I brought it up, because I wanted to know what you do over there.
So-
Because
So when I was younger, when I was like middle school, high school, when I was living in Fairmont, and Lynn will know who I'm talking about. But I went to the same guy. My brother went to the same guy. It was the only guy in town. It was a town of 700 people. He was the only dude that cut hair. There was two other ladies. There was a Hair Tracks. It was right by the railroad tracks. So it was called Hair Tracks. And then another one, she opened her business for like a year, and then I think she got caught embezzling money, and then she had to shut it down. But like the only dude in town. So if I was a guy, I wanted my hair cut by a dude. So old man Larry, we'd always go to his. It was called the Head Shed, and it was always guys. Every time you went in there, it was like all the farmers would come in.
yeah.
He would get in like I can't remember what it started. I remember when I was little, it was like $10. And I went to 15, and you'd always tip him too. So it was
Right.
like all of a sudden you're paying like $20, and but I remember we used to always go up there, go to him up until I moved away from that town. That was where I went every damn
Yeah.
time. And you'd sit and talk to him for like 15-20 minutes, and he would get 3-4 people in an hour and charge them all like $25. So like he's making $75 an hour doing the simplest haircuts on old people. Half the fucking old people that went in there were almost bald anyway. It's like he was just
Right.
he's just like doing a little couple trims here and there, and then he would like shave him around a little bit and be like, "Look good," and they'd be like, "Yeah, looks good. Here you go, Larry. Here's $25." He's like, "Fuck yeah, see you later." Like,
my barber here, you go there during Christmas, he's got a line of guys, right? During Christmas, he's got a bar set up, like almost a full bar set up. You can go up to like get some whiskey, get
Mhm.
scotch.
oh, that's awesome.
it's
Like,
great.
he has like drinks there all the time, but like during Christmas, it's
Yeah.
really, really big. It's so funny because my son, who's 7, he's been going there since his very first haircut at 1 years old. His picture is still hanging on the wall,
Oh, that's cool.
but because it's only guys. He's like, no, Mom, this is men's only. This is for men.
No girls allowed. He's got a little
Yeah.
sign on the
This
window.
is him
He
and
does
Dad,
that. So
though.
I take him. It's a man's time, like
The stories he tells me when he comes home about the other men teaching him little like man like knowledge, and it was so cute because one time like I was waiting to get paid to get his haircut, and he had just gotten his allowance. He's like, you know what, Mom, I'll pay for it.
yeah,
I'm like, what?
he used
And
his allowance.
he went in there and took his own money and paid the guy with the tip and the money and got it out of his pocket, and he was like, here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where did this man come from?
That is a like it's almost like a young man's rite of passage, like that when that used to be a thing where you go in by yourself, you get your own haircut, you pay your own money, you talk to the barber about you,
Right.
like and like I remember doing that when I was like 15 years old. I'd go get my haircut by myself, and I'd sit there and talk to old man Larry, and he always knew how to carry a conversation, even if somebody's sitting in the waiting chair that's like 50 years old and I'm this like 15-year-old kid. He would know how to like have a conversation with me and talk to that guy in the chair and get us all three talking to each other. And
Right.
I'm not necessarily a socially awkward person, but like I'm not good at starting conversations.
Yeah.
I'm good at carrying a conversation, but I'm not I don't engage people. He would like get us all feeling uncomfortable. And all of a sudden you're in like the fucking Joe Rogan experience, and we're all chatting with each other, having a good old time while I'm getting my haircut. Like that's how it was. And as a little boy experiencing that, like it makes you feel comfortable talking to different people of different ages, and you learn shit when you're there, and you listen to this old timers that are telling stories. There'd be 3 of them in a chair talking about the tractor tipping over and killing their neighbor, and you're like, oh fuck, I ain't fucking doing that in the tractor. Like,
Well, over here we had guys. The last time I took him, we had guys in the barbershop complaining about the restaurant a couple doors down, that how they raised their prices, and so he came, he was just sitting there listening, just soaking it in, and he really approaches it kind of like man time, like he's becoming like a man, and he's growing up, and
it's
that's
so good.
awesome.
He has 3 sisters
Yeah.
and me. So it's like he's really craving that like man experience. And I've been really trying
Good. That's
Yeah.
good.
to get
That's
him
awesome.
like him joining Cub Scouts. He just joined Cub Scouts.
Right.
And he was like, I got to do all this stuff and it's
Yeah. So,
adorable.
it's like every so often we go for haircuts. Like I take him for the haircuts and we sit there with the bar next to us, the old men talking, the old Italian guys talking and,
Yeah.
and
Then they
he,
get-
Oh shit, my old fucking hair guy, he retired. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
and then
His
we go for
barbershop's
pizza.
now an apartment. That's sad.
He retired a few years ago. His barbershop is now an apartment. That sucks. That sucks because my guy is gonna move.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's gonna move to. Going to the
Bandit.
same place for 40 freaking years, like crazy.
Bandit's telling me to start conversations by trying the weather. Here, funny story.
Boy, it's cold outside.
Yeah.
like-
I don't like useless conversation.
Right.
Mm,
Like I really like now it's fun when you're just like bantering, you're having a good time. But like when you're first introducing yourself to somebody,
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to. That's my problem. That's why I don't engage a conversation with somebody I don't know. It's because I don't know if what they're gonna say is worth my time.
yeah.
Now I'm missing out because some people are worth my time, but I'm
Right.
also saving myself a fuck ton of time because a lot of them aren't worth my time.
Yeah. They're just dumb, stupid. Yeah.
And I don't like talking about the weather. I really don't. Like, there's a lady at my local grocery store in this new town we live in, 600 people, the only grocery store in town, and just nice. She's a nice lady. She's super sweet. But every single person she talks to, and you can hear it in the line, like, there's only 2 cash registers, and she's always talking to somebody about the weather. And there's like 4 people in front of you, and she says the same shit over. I already know what she's going to say before I even get to the fucking line because I heard her say it 3 other times to 3 other people. And I'm like, I really hate talking about the weather now because when I go to the grocery store, I'm like, holy shit, this fucking lady's going to talk to me about how much rain we got and then how this is going to be one of the driest fucking summers on record and how the El Nino started and how the winter's going to be super full of snow, worse than it was last year. And I'm like, and she's so full of shit because this is the wettest month we've had on record just in the last 2 weeks. And she's telling me this is the driest fucking summer we've ever had. I'm supposed to get rain for the next 6 days. Like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Had to go on a tangent there. I hate talking about weather.
See me, I could talk about anything. I am a talker.
Yeah.
That's my problem at work. Like I have
Well, you know what? Talk about how I have the bladder of a child because I got to go to the bathroom.
So yeah, weather's useless to me. Like I
Yeah.
can see the weather. I have apps on my phone. I don't need the lady at the grocery store to tell. Like 100 years ago, that would have been useful.
right.
I would have been excited to go to the grocery store and been like, oh my God, this lady's like a witch and she knows all about the weather. I want to
Like-
hear. I want to hear more.
Right. I'd be shopping there just like, okay, Betty, what do you got? Like, what's going on this week? I'm trying to plan
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, but like, is it gonna rain this weekend? I need to build a shed.
Right.
Like, is this a good weekend to do it? Like, but now, like, no, her predictions are horribly wrong. And then she'd be like, oh my God, it's really hot out today. I'd be like, well, no shit. You're working in an air conditioned building and I'm outside working on stuff right now. And you're going to tell me how hot it is. Fuck you, lady. As you see me like in a tank top pouring in fucking sweat. I smell awful. I got mud all over me. And she's like, it's really hot out there today. Is it?
Yeah. I love it. Like,
Is it?
is it raining out? No, I just decided to
I'm
pour
just wet.
water over me before I walked in.
Be like, nah, I just came in from a wet t-shirt contest. What up? I didn't win.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Bandit says her bones are aching. It's gonna storm bad. Yeah. Now this gal is younger. She's probably in her mid-20s. I like here's the part where I feel bad is I know she's socially awkward. Like she obviously loves weather and everybody will talk to you about the weather.
mhm.
And that's probably why I hate it so much because I don't like talking to people. Believe it or not, I really despise most people. But like, yeah, she's not old enough to where the bones are aching. But like
Mm.
my mom does that. My mom does like, oh, my hip's hurting. I bet it's gonna rain. Like she's only done that to me like twice.
I've started
just-
doing that where I'm like, oh my God, there is something coming. I'm like, there is rain somewhere. I don't care what you're saying. There is rain coming. And I'm always
Here's-
right too.
Here's the weird part. Like my mom's done that to me like 2 or 3 times, but she hasn't done it in like 4 years. But I remember she was doing that shit. Actually, Lynn, if you're still on, she was doing that shit when she was living with you. Maybe he put a kibosh to it. I don't know.
Yeah,
His
maybe
brother
he was like, oh,
you're full
listen.
of shit.
Right. He's like, all right. She was like wrong once, and he was like, that's it.
Mhm. You don't ever talk about this again. You know, it is weird how some people can predict the weather just through like, yeah, with broken bones or they have a rod in their fucking hip or something. Some people are pretty accurate with that shit.
Yeah.
Some people don't need that though. Like some people just know.
You know, I've known people like who can just look and feel the weather, and they're like, I feel rain coming, or I smell snow coming, and I'm like, you smell snow coming? Like they just
No, that's the thing. And Bandit just said it has happened once. I can usually smell a bad rainstorm. Like,
okay.
yeah, same here. Like, but here's the thing: is like I live in like an estate that the land is literally like this.
Okay.
It's completely flat. So the wind will blow 30 miles away. Guess what? I can smell the rain and I can see it.
Oh
Like,
wow.
way the fuck out there. Like, oh yeah, that's coming right for me. It's gonna rain in like an hour. So like it's really easy to predict the rain in the Midwest. So that's why I'm so skeptical
Well, that's
about
cheating
people
now.
like
Yeah, so they're just a bunch of cheaters. Like, I can smell
I
the
can-
smell.
I
Like,
can
you
see-
it.
I can see like 50 miles away. Like I can see it's all flat. There's no hills, there's no nothing. It's just flat all the way. Forever. It's like looking into an ocean of dirt. It just goes on forever. And so when the rain's coming, you can see the sheets and you're like,
Well, that's
oh,
pretty
okay.
cool.
Yeah, you can see it coming. Yeah, it's gonna rain. But yeah, the smell thing, that's real. I can smell rain. I can smell like there's something about snow. It's hard to explain. Rain is very distinct. Like you can really smell like
Huh.
the smell of rain coming, especially if it's like a windy day and dirt. If it's been dry, the dirt like kicks up with the rain and like it's a very specific smell.
Mm-hmm.
But snow, I don't know how to describe it. Like, but you can go outside and be like, oh fuck, it's gonna snow today. Like you can just smell it.
Huh. See, I'm kind of like, why can't I want to smell it? I want to be that like in tune.
But I mean, again, I'm in South Dakota where we got like 18 inches every week for like 6 weeks straight.
Right.
So like I could just walk outside and be like, smells like it's gonna snow.
Right.
Like,
Like,
and I
in
was
the-
gonna be right every time because
Right, that's true. That's true.
you can
Like,
only
yeah,
go
you look
outside
at-
one day a week, and it, you know, that was the
Oh,
one
yeah,
day that
clock
was gonna
like
start
twice.
snowing.
Oh my gosh. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm okay.
John, have you ever smelled snow or rain? Like you went outside and you're like, oh my god, it smells like it's about to rain or
Yeah.
it's gonna snow.
You have
All
not.
right, cool.
I
I'm
have
not
to.
crazy.
Yeah. Especially when it's gonna rain.
I need my-
Rain's easier, I think.
Yeah. She told me the trick about the upside down leaves
So when the leaves are upside down, it's gonna rain.
on the trees.
Mm-hmm.
When leaves on
What?
trees turn upside
Like,
down,
you ever notice how
it's
like,
gonna rain.
the lighter side of the trees, like they'll be green, but you see like a lighter green, and they'll all be like turned up.
yeah.
It's gonna rain because
Is
they
that a
want to catch
thing?
it.
I don't know.
They
but
want to
you're gonna
catch it.
Google
They want to
I'm
catch
looking
the
this up.
rain to bring. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Leaves turn
The things
upside
you
down
learn.
before rain. This is actually a commonly searched term. Okay.
Yeah.
Nature curiosity. Why do leaves flip before it rains?
See?
Have you heard the old wives' tale? Hold on.
Oh no, come on now.
That the leaves are on a tree or flipping over is a sign of rain is forecast.
Yeah.
This is one old wives' tale that is based on in some truth, but it may not be what you think. Leaves of a tree do sometimes flip over before it rains, but it's not because of anything the leaves themselves are doing in anticipation for the rain. Instead, it's a response to a weather condition that preceded some rain event. So yeah, it's kind of predicting it. It's like, oh, it's probably going to rain.
Right.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's going
Not
to 100%.
accurate.
Right. But I've noticed that every time it's going to rain here,
I've
the
never
tree
noticed
in front of
leaves
our
doing that.
house, the leaves turn upside down.
Yeah.
So,
I've never noticed leaves. Well, okay. Again, I'm in South Dakota where there's like, it's all flat land and the wind is like 60 mile an hour all the time. So like my
Right.
leaves have no chance to flip over because they're going, fuck. They're just trying to hang on to the tree.
Witchcraft and smelling rain. Yeah, thanks, Bandit. No, my grandfather told me that.
what?
The very bottom one, Bandit.
The leaves turning sounds more like witchcraft than smelling rain. Yeah.
That's
My
funny.
grandfather told me that. He goes, "Look, the leaves
No,
gonna
it
rain."
actually works, Bandit. I'm telling you. I'm telling
I'm
you.
not even joking though with the wind. You'll never see leaves in South Dakota flip over because the wind is just nonstop.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No,
There's-
over here, the tree in the front of the house, the leaves turn
Yeah.
around.
He thought it was
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
"Oh,
really
it's gonna
do.
rain." He goes, "How do you know I'm with the leaves?" He goes, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I thought I was.
And then now it's like every time like it's cloudy out, I'm looking at the trees. I'm like, oh, it's gonna rain.
You're like, I'm an old man. I can see you sitting in front of the window drinking coffee, going, oh,
It's
all
gonna
sad.
rain.
I'm old now.
I'm outside like smoking a cigarette, like
Mm.
I'm looking around. It's gonna rain. Yeah.
He's crying. He's like, "Get off my
Damn
lawn."
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
Ah.
That's awesome.
You still smoking chicken?
Yeah, I'm trying to quit. It's hard.
Good
You're
for you.
doing good because you were on last night a long time. You were on here a long time. You're making it a lot longer.
Good.
It's good.
Yeah, that's well, one thing, I'm in a hotel and I'm on the 4th floor. So like
Effort.
it takes a little time to get down there. And I'm like,
I-
you know
I
what?
would be out. I'm sorry.
Now, if I'm at home, so like, here's the thing. If I'm at my house, my podcast room is like right next to my back patio door.
Yeah.
And like, we do a live show, dog and chicken show, about an hour in. Now, I got 2 reasons for it because like when I get an hour in, I get to give Tony or Phil another drink. And so it's fun for me. It's usually right before the hour's up. I time it out really well. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're about to hit a new hour. I'll be like, oh guys, I got to use the bathroom. And I dip out real quick and I can hear Tony because I always leave my earbud in so I can hear what's going on live
Right.
without watching the show. And I hear Tony go, oh God damn it, chicken left again. He's going to give one of us a shot. And I'm like, he gets all mad.
Oh, then there you go.
And so I'll just go outside. I'll have a cigarette. I'll talk to my wife for a minute and like, be like, oh yeah, we got another hour left. I'm chatting with my wife. I'll pull up the show and Tony shot or Phil gin. Like I'll get my revenge on whoever talks the most shit while I'm out there.
So for I guess if you're watching this long enough now, up until now, almost 2 hours in, Chicken runs a show with a couple of friends called the Dog and Chicken Show, and he goes live on the Big Bucket Empire. And these guys are awesome. Like they're talking about politics, they're talking about wrestling, they're talking about all these other things, and primarily I think that they just make Phil drink gin.
That's one of our favorite things.
Yeah. Poor Phil.
Yeah. So if you're listening this long into the Basement Surge, give the Big Bucket Empire a follow
Mhm.
and a sub.
We're fun. We're controversial. We'll say shit you don't like, but we'll say shit you love too. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite things, like that we've done. Now we've caught a little hell, we caught a little hate once in a while, but like as controversial things are coming up, like I remember early days pandemic, early days George Floyd, like we would look at both sides of like the issue, and like we would try to argue it from both points of view, and we really try to have like, okay, so like why are these people so upset about this, and what's right about what they're doing, what's wrong about what they're doing, like how do we come to these things. And like we tried to stick to the spirit of that for a long time, and we would get people come in the comments and try to talk trash to us, be like, no, stay here, talk trash to us, like I want to know where you're coming from, I want to ask you because you're the one that doesn't like what I'm saying.
Right.
I
Make
want
me
to learn
understand.
from you. I want to learn from you. And like, and then I want to tell you my thought. And almost every time that happened, whoever was in the chat would be like, oh no, I get your point of view. You're not necessarily wrong. No, that's fair.
Mhm.
Like, I don't necessarily always agree with you, or I don't like this. Like, there was very few people that were just like, oh no, you guys are bullshit. Like they would come in doing the, why are you being so racist? Be like, hold on, before you call me a racist, let's like go through this real quick.
Yeah.
And then we would go through it and they're like, oh no, that's reasonable. Or they'd be like, oh my God, why are you defending like this, and that? And be like, oh no. Don't get me wrong. Like, let's go through it and get the full context. Every time we did that, we come to find out all the people that like immediately see these like people saying things you didn't want to hear, and then you reasonably talk to them, all of a sudden
Right.
they're like, oh shit, no, I get where you're coming from. I can
Yeah.
see that. And then like some of them stick around, some of them became friends of the show, some disappeared, some, yeah, like just like with life, you know, people come and go, but like that's the most fun I've ever had on the show. And I remember the first couple times it happened, I remember getting like side text from Tony of like, oh shit, here we go. Like somebody's calling us out on something. I'm like, no, fuck. I'm like, let's go, man. And then Tony jump in and like we're both like not combative. We're like come from a place of care and concern, and like this, like through the COVID thing, through the George Floyd thing, through all the shit that we all went through over the last 3 years, like there was nothing like if you got online or you watch CNN or you watch Fox or you went anywhere, you weren't getting that.
Right.
Right.
You were being told what to think. You weren't hearing a conversation. You were being told this is how you should look at this.
Mhm.
And half the people didn't know what the fuck they were talking about because they couldn't see the information. So we're like, it was such a crazy time. I feel blessed. Like we didn't gain like any popularity or anything crazy through the whole thing. It was such a cool experience though. Like that's where I met Brendan. That's where we met so many fucking people that still come out and hang out with us on the show and talk to us on the show. Tom Foolery, even though I don't really like him politically, he's a really nice guy in real life. Like we still chat on the side, fucking, and his YouTube channel starting to take off. Super proud of that dude. There's a lot of examples. I wouldn't have met you guys if I never would have like hung out with Brendan on a couple of those. And Brendan happened to run into us because of a COVID show. We were talking shit, and getting drunk one night. So it was such a blessing to do that and meet like real people across everywhere, even if it's like, if you only fit, and I remember saying this so many times on the show, I'm like, even if like tonight, if we have like 6 people that aren't subscribed, like, or that have never seen you, me, or anybody, or like it's specifically during this COVID time, I always used to say this, like, if there was one person that watched any of that and went, you know what, maybe I need to rethink a couple of things, and maybe I need to go talk to my mom who I just yelled at for believing this, or maybe I yelled at my best friend, or maybe I like treated somebody like crap because they didn't believe what I believed. Like that was the point of it, is like,
Right.
hey, like me and Phil, like throughout high school, hated each other. Now we're like, me, Tony, and Phil are like best friends, and we all always hung out together. But me and Phil hated each other. We used to yell at each other all the time. And now, like, we agree on some shit, but every now and then I'm like, Phil, stop. No, you're going too far. Like,
Right.
but like, you have to be able to still do that in this world. And that's that. I don't know.
That's
Long
what
story
the world is
short,
lacking. The world is really lacking
Yeah,
listening, and stop talking long enough to listen to both sides. And just, you know what, allow the opinions to be there, because they may leave your show still believing what they believe, but they also have facts, they have knowledge, and it's like, it's just an adult conversation.
Right.
And you don't have to like what I said.
Right.
still be a good person. I still think you're a good person if you like the most controversial topics, like my I won't go too deep into this. Don't worry, John. But like abortion's a really, really like very polarizing topic.
Yeah.
And I have like
one or the
and
other.
I think yeah, and I remember I think we talked about this a little, not abortion specifically, but Heather, I talked to you about last night. Like I have things that I feel in my heart are right and wrong. I have things that in my brain I feel are right and wrong. And then I go, okay, what's out there in the real world? And what do they think? And
Right.
so like I try to form like opinions, facts, and how I live my life around all of that. You know, you can add religion into that. You can add politics into that, but you have to have some kind of moral standard. That's like the place where I'd come from on some of these things, to where I could get somebody who was like, abortion all should be banned. And then I have somebody be like, kill kids at whatever age. Like you get these crazy outside the fringe, but like somewhere in there is the right answer. And like we can find that if we ever talked about it. But everybody, it's always when you get on Twitch, this is a great example. You get on Twitch, you get the fringe.
Yeah.
Phil always asks me, like, why don't you get on Twitch and do these debate panels with me? I'm like, because they're all fringe. It's not real. Like, you get the one person that's like, no ever abortion. And then the one person that's like, oh, abort every baby. Like, it's like, no, those are both wrong. Those are
Right.
both fucking wrong. And we all know it. Like, it's
But
like-
no one wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to, because they don't want to touch it. They don't want to mention it. They don't want to,
well, it,
you know, and it's like, but if no one's talking about it, if no one's doing it, it's never going to change. It's
Yeah,
never going to
yeah.
be fixed.
and here's what I've learned over the last few years is, people don't want it to be fixed. They like the fringe and they like that fringe. And the real people that really care, folks that we talk to, like you guys and like and the folks that come on my show, like we actually care and we have the real conversations with the real people that don't watch the internet.
Mhm.
So I guess we're a voice for real people sometimes, I guess, is what I guess.
It is. And
Yeah.
if we can change one person, you know, if we can fix one person, if we
That's
can,
the
you
end
know,
of the day. Yep.
that's all we
If
can
one
do.
if one person goes, I remember watching a podcast with this asshole named Chicken. I hated everything he said, but you know, he was right about one thing. And so I decided not to have an abortion. And now my baby, you know, I had my baby and now, you know, they're 16 years old. I'm teaching them how to drive right now. They're looking to go to college. Like if that could be, I don't need to even know.
Right.
I just can think in my mind that that's a possibility out there, and I made the world a better place. Like I
Exactly.
want to leave it better than I joined it. So that's,
Amen to that.
and who knows, I probably screwed some people up in the process.
Oh, you definitely did the opposite. You definitely messed a few people up, but
All right. Well, Chicken, well said. I mean, you know,
I love people. I love you all.
I don't want to talk to you, but I love you all.
Yeah.
leave me alone. Like I'm from New York. Don't talk to me.
I don't care about the weather.
I would probably fit in pretty well in New York. I
There you
I
go.
don't, yeah. When John would walk by, I'd be like, hey, good morning. I'd be like,
Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. 2 hours in. Chicken, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
tonight.
Thank you guys. Thank you. It was a good time.
It's always great having you on the show. I always tell Heather, like, I wish he would do more things. Like I want to do more things with Chicken. You know, so maybe we can make that happen. Everybody go follow Chicken over at the Big Bucket Empire and the Dog and Chicken Show. Give them a follow, give them a like, give them a sub. They do live shows all the time. You know, they're ready to piss you off.
Going live tomorrow night, actually.
There
Friday
you go.
night.
Friday night they're going live. Go hit that follow button and go watch them. Go check them out.
But first, follow us.
Yes. First
Subscribe
follow
to us.
Yes, subscribe and
And then go
follow
there.
to the Basement Surge, and then go over there and follow Big Bucket Empire. Next week on Tuesday, I'm dropping the Paul Cubby Bryant episode on the Basement Surge.
You're not
over
gonna
on,
want to miss it.
yeah,
Nice.
over
That
on
sounds fun.
YouTube. It was awesome. It was so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to talk to him again because he wants to come back for a part 2. So I don't know.
Hell
why.
yeah. Do it.
But
Means you did something right.
I did something
you did
right.
something
job.
right.
Yeah. And in a couple weeks, I'm sitting down with Cubby's producer, Jamie. So that should be fun. I can't wait to talk to her. But so new episodes of the Basic Surge every Tuesday, live shows every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Chicken, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Folks, don't forget to milk your corn.
That's right.
Yeah. Milk your corn.
Milk your corn.
Oh boy, I'm clipping that for a YouTube short. I'll see you guys next week.
Let's go. Turn up the volume. From the basement of the Empire State, this is the Basement Surge.
3, 2, 1.